Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week.
Emergency crews were dispatched to a restaurant fire in Wilkes-Barre on Sunday. According to officials, crews were called to the scene at the Golden Star Chinese food takeout restaurant around 4 p.m. The restaurant is located on the 300 block of North River Street in Wilkes-Barre. Crews remained at the scene for several hours, but no injuries were reported in the blaze.
Luzerne County Council hosted a town hall meeting Monday evening at the Hazelton Integration Project. The meeting is part of a continuing town hall series where the council visits various municipalities within Luzerne County where residents can learn about future plans and voice their concerns or suggestions. Several topics were discussed at the meeting, including various infrastructure projects, upcoming Hazelton events, and the county budget, which was proposed earlier this year. Luzerne County Manager Romilda Crocomo spoke with us about the importance of hosting these town hall meetings.
I want to hear what the needs of the local residents are. It changes from district to district. I want to hear that. If I don't know a problem exists, I can't try to fix it. And I also want to introduce to the members of the communities the staff that we have. They do a lot of really great work, and I want people to know that. So there's a lot of reasons, but mainly I could have called it a listening tour because I want to listen to see what the needs of the residents are.
One of the main discussion points of the meeting was the various roadwork projects across the Hazelton area. Crocomo said that this is a major priority to address among the council.
Transportation and infrastructure is one of the main areas that my administration and council want to address. Our planning and zoning department just published a congestion study. It should be on the website. If it isn't, we'll put it on. And it's very thorough. As development occurs in areas, so does traffic issues and congestion issues, and we need to address it.
The council is currently conducting a study to determine the condition of all roads within the Hazelton area, which will be available for the public to view in the coming months. The study will give the council a better idea of which roads to prioritize for construction. The next town hall meeting is planned to occur in June. Crocomo said the location will be announced at a later date.
A New York City man charged with fatally beating his roommate in West Hazelton has entered a not guilty plea. Giovanni Morales is charged with killing Jonathan Hernandez in June of 2020. According to court documents, the incident occurred 2 days after Morales moved into the apartment on Winters Avenue. Officials say an autopsy determined that the cause of death was a blunt force trauma. Morales was apprehended in Connecticut 3 years later after officials say he robbed a bank in November of 2023. Morales has been charged with criminal homicide, robbery, and theft in connection with the 2020 incident. The date for Morales' trial has not yet been scheduled. Hazel Township Fire and Rescue responded to a tractor-trailer rollover Tuesday afternoon. According to officials, the crash occurred at the intersection of East Broad Street and Arthur Gardner Beltway around 1 p.m. Pennsylvania State Police also assisted at the scene. It is unknown at this time if any injuries were sustained in the crash.
The identity of a victim in a fatal stabbing on Tuesday has been released. According to the Luzerne County coroner, 33-year-old Scott Knox was pronounced dead after being stabbed multiple times. Upon arriving at the scene on South River Street in Wilkes-Barre, police say Knox was taken to a nearby hospital where he died from his injuries. According to the coroner, the death has been ruled a homicide. The investigation into the incident is still ongoing. Stay tuned on Wyln News for updates on this developing story. Coming up on Wyln News, Chris Fulmer takes us down the path through history with Frackville Part 3. Plus, PA Representative Dane Watrow joins us for Watrow's weekly update. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazelton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Join us for the Helping Hand Society Annual Telethon on Saturday, May 18th from 2 to 8 p.m. at the Churchill Mall in Hazel Township. Tune into WYLN TV 35 for the live broadcast and enjoy local and regional entertainment all day while supporting a great cause. Every dollar raised directly supports the special needs children in the program. So stop by the Churchill Mall or watch the live broadcast. The annual telethon is brought to you by the Merrick Group Incorporated, Service Electric Cablevision, WYLN TV 35, and Harry's You Pull It.
In addition to the Lehigh Valley Railroad, Mauch Chunk was also served by the Central Railroad of New Jersey, which had leased control of the Lehigh and Susquehanna Railroad through town in 1871. The CNJ built, in 1888, a beautiful Queen Anne-style train station for passenger service. The station, now in the National Register of Historic Places, is still in use today, offering rides on the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway and as a visitor center to the Pocono Mountains. For guests traveling to Mauch Chunk who want to get closer to nature, the Glenanoco Tavern opened in 1886 in the woods near Glenanoco Falls. Sources differ for whose idea the establishment was, with some attributing to the Lehigh Valley Railroad and others to a trio of Philadelphia investors. Whoever does deserve the credit, the tavern was renamed soon after to the Hotel Juanita. The name supposedly came from a member of the tribe of the fabled Princess Anoco, whom legend has it dove into her namesake falls in grief over the death of her lover. Both the Lehigh Valley Railroad and Central Railroad of New Jersey would ferry guests via trains that left every 15 minutes to the hotel, which was owned by brewery magnate Pius Schweibens, and which featured a dance pavilion, a baseball diamond, and an 84-foot bar. Then First Lady Frances Cleveland was among those who stayed there, as did John Philip Sousa. The Juanita was also for a time a popular spot for church and company picnics. The hotel, however, had some problems, including small capacity and difficulty for guests to get there in the winter. Thus, in its later decades, the Juanita drew less and less as tourists looked for more convenient places to vacation at, and its primary financial backer, Edward Sewers, resorted to forging railroad bonds in his mother's name to try and keep it open. The end for the Juanita came on April 27, 1911, when embers from a nearby forest fire landed on the hotel's roof and ignited it. The hotel was quickly consumed by the inferno, and once the flames were put out, it was declared a total loss. It was subsequently decided not to rebuild the Juanita afterwards. The remains of the Hotel Juanita were torn down in 1917, and its site is now thick woods today. The first Carbon County Courthouse at the former company store of Lehigh Coal Navigation, which the company had donated to the county after its founding. It served its role from 1843 until it burned down in the terrible fire of 1849. A second courthouse was built to replace it in 1850, designed in Greek Revival style, with the first cases there held in the fall that year. By the 1890s, it had started to become overcrowded and was dismantled. The third and current Carbon County Courthouse, designed by Herman Reep in Romanesque style and modeled in part after Big Ben, finished construction on the site of its predecessor on April 27, 1893. It opened for business in May 1894 and remains in operation today, a crown jewel of the community. Trolley service in Mauch Chunk began in 1892 with the formation of the Carbon Transit Company. It initially ran across the Lehigh River between Mauch Chunk and East Mauch Chunk. Fatefully, as it was extended towards Lehighton, the line was built up to the top of nearby Flagstaff Mountain, so named for the large American flag hung from a tree on the peak by patriotic locals during the Civil War. In 1901, the company took advantage of the tremendous views that could be seen from the roof of the world and building an amusement park on the summit. In 1913, a ballroom was opened in Flagstaff as well, and it played host to such performing legends as Frank Sinatra, Benny Goodman, and Glenn Miller and the Dorsey Brothers over the years. Its popularity declined in the 1960s, and in 1987 it was proposed as a site for a walled city by a group of Hare Krishnas, but the proposal was defeated. Today the ballroom operates as Gallows Pub, open to receptions.
Welcome back to Feel Good Friday. I'm joined with Dr. John. Dr. John, how's it going?
Ryan, thank you so much for doing this all the time.
Oh, I appreciate it. I love doing it. It's one of my favorite parts of my job, but we're going to talk about how to improve your mood today.
You know, that is so important, Ryan. There's multiple facets. I know we have a limited time. First of all is proper rest. So many of my patients who don't sleep properly, so the key is routine. Go to bed the same time, wake up the same time. Don't skip meals. Everybody's into this fasting. You could lose weight by decreasing your carbohydrates, so don't skip meals. Proper attitude. You know, if every day, Ryan, you and I wake up and say, Lord, thank you. Thank you for my life, no matter what problems come at me, you have a positive attitude, versus, woe is me, I have a car payment, I have a mortgage payment. So stop your complaining. The mind is like a muscle. Focus it on positive thoughts.
Well, a lot of great information today. I'd like to thank Dr. John for joining us on Feel Good Friday. We'll see you next time.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cher's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cher's is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to Watro's Weekly Update. I'm here with PA Representative Dane Watro. Dane, how's it going today?
Very good. Thank you very much once again for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have you on. So, we're coming off of a very busy week for you here in the area. I saw you recently came back from a trip to the state capitol with several Hazleton area students. Tell us about that, the event, how it went.
Yeah, it's always exciting to have home come down to where we work. Representative Cabell and I hosted a meet and greet with students from the Drums Elementary School that is in Representative Cabell's district, but he extended a warm welcome to me, though we share the Hazleton Area School District. So very happy to see the kids excited. And then the second piece of that was they were down there, the school district, lobbying against inside smoking. So that's an issue. We pretty much got that under wraps, but there's still some things that need to be addressed on the legislative side with vaping. That's a fairly, I guess, new thing. Been around quite some time, but these children that were down, middle school students wanted to lobby against that and allowing that indoors, which I understand completely. Yeah.
Absolutely, it's always great to see the youth engage with the what's going on within the state on that kind of level. And what do you hope that they took away from that visit to the Capitol?
So they took away on how legislation sometimes takes a long time to get it to the finish line, but they do respect the fact that sometimes it's better that way because we don't want to be passing a bunch of bills that are not good, and you need people to interject sometimes and oppose legislation because, let's face it, everybody brings a different perspective. Some good, some bad, but hey, I look at it this way. When I present the bill, I say to every member, and that's 203 of us in the House of Representatives, if you can offer an amendment to make that bill better, I welcome it. Please offer an amendment because maybe there's something that I don't think of, maybe there's something they don't think of, and if everybody works together and come up with a solution or a way to make something better, it's just going to be better for everybody and everybody here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always important to understand all the aspects that go into legislation. And speaking of legislation, I know that you recently had your Romans Law
Yes.
passed on to the Senate.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
Thank you so much for bringing that up. I really appreciate it. This one's near and dear to my heart because we call it Romans Law. And Roman, I know we spoke about it a few weeks back, but Roman is a constituent of ours, lives in our district, who has autism. And the parents brought up a very important issue, and that issue was their child was not ready to begin school. And by state law, that student has to be enrolled into kindergarten or into educational setting by age 6. That's by state law. However, medical professionals, therapists, and everybody invested with Roman says if he would just have one more year of the services that he's currently getting, he will be ready to start in that public education setting. And that really hit me in the heart because I didn't understand it until the parents really had an in-depth conversation with me. To take it a step further, I'm the type of guy, and no matter what I do, I like to see it. I like to see it, understand it. That way I could better relate. So the parents was willing to bring Roman into my office, and we sat down, we had a discussion in my office. Being I'm a military guy, I have a lot of military memorabilia on my bookshelves, and I had a helmet on one of the bookshelves, and I put it on Roman, and our communication was a little hard for us to communicate due to his level. But he's progressing at such a great pace, and I just feel that extra year, as well as all the medical professionals, will get Roman to where he needs to be. Thankfully, the good senator, Senator Argyle, chairs the Education Committee. He ran a companion bill of that legislation, identical to what the House version looks like. And that bill was ran just a few short days ago, and it was approved on a bipartisan vote. So I'm very happy to announce that that will be moving now into the full body of the Senate and hopefully get a majority vote there so it could pass out of the chambers and come to the House. Our House version is still in committee, so we're hoping to get one of these to finish and get to the governor's desk for a signature by the end of December. That's when the calendar year runs out, and then we'll have to start it all over. But Roman turns 6 years of age this summer. So we got to make sure we're going to try our best to get that done before his 6th birthday. And I'm excited to be leading that charge along with the good Senator Argel, being very helpful with that.
Well, I want to thank you once again, Dean Watcher, for joining us on Watcher's Weekly Update. It's always a pleasure to have you on here, and we'll see you next time.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on Wyln TV 35. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m., powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner. Join us for the Helping Hand Society Annual Telethon on Saturday, May 18th from 2 to 8 p.m. at the Churchill Mall in Hazel Township. Tune into WYLN TV 35 for the live broadcast and enjoy local and regional entertainment all day while supporting a great cause. Every dollar raised directly supports the special needs children in the program. So stop by the Churchill Mall or watch the live broadcast. The annual telethon is brought to you by the Merrick Group Incorporated, Service Electric Cablevision, WYLN TV 35, and Harry's You Pull It.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.